Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nalin, and if this is your first time, I am a mindfulness practitioner based in Japan and on my way to become a mindfulness coach. So for today's video, I want to start with asking you a question. When you were a child and you did something great, something that you were proud of, what was the very first thing you did right after? You look up, right? You look for that nod from your parents, from your teacher, the nod of approval, the nod of validation, the nod that says, you did great. The problem is so many of us, even now that we're all grown up, are still looking for that nod. Only now you might be looking for that nod, not from your parents or from your teachers, but maybe from your boss, from your colleagues, or even from strangers who barely know anything about us. Now, what if something that you want to do or the path that you want to take no longer gets you that nod? The research shows that for many of us, our self-esteem is directly tied to how we think others perceive us. So it's like we have handed the remote control of our life, of our happiness, to everyone else. Today, I want to talk about how we can take back that remote. I want to talk about being unshakable in the path you have chosen for yourself or the path that you're dying to take. And for some reason, I just feel like we all need to hear this right now because the world is so uncertain, and that might shake something inside us. So I hope whatever I'm sharing with you today can help you feel more grounded and more certain in yourself. Now, to be unshakable, it doesn't mean being strong or hard like a stone. I want you to get that tough image out of your mind. It's more like being a tree. So the tree has the deep root system that even when the wind blows, you can think of it as the wind of criticism, the wind of self-doubt, or pressure from society, the tree stays grounded, right? But also the tree is flexible. The tree can bend, but the tree doesn't break. Your path isn't something that you can find on a map, even though that would be extremely useful for us, because so many of us are still searching for what we actually want in our lives. It is something that reveals itself when you have the courage to trust that quiet inner voice. I want to tell you a personal story. I recently quit my high-income tech job. The company was great. My boss and my colleagues were some of the nicest people, and I had the freedom to work remotely. That sounds wonderful, doesn't it? And so that's why I had a very hard time quitting. Every outer voice, or even sometimes my own inner voice, were telling me, if you leave this, you're crazy. People out there are dying to have what you have. But my inner voice was telling me to walk a different path, to become a mindfulness coach, my passion. That voice was getting stronger day by day, and it was getting harder for me to focus on my tech job. There were sleepless nights where I think about how I could help people with the knowledge I have, and I'd feel this rush of elation. I was so excited. One night, the voice got so loud that I just couldn't sleep at all. So I decided to just sit quietly with myself and do what I always do, which is to look within. And the more I looked, the louder it got. And it felt like my chest was about to burst open. After months of running away from my thoughts, I finally realized that I couldn't ignore it anymore. I spent 15 years in corporate and now I'm free. I get to walk my own path, and even though it can be scary at times and uncertain, and it might sound crazy to a lot of people, but it is my choice. And I am very proud of the choice I made. But human hearts speak softly, and sometimes we hardly hear it at all if we don't pay attention to it. So the brain needs to quiet down enough to tune in. And here's the difficult truth. What your heart says might be exact opposite of what everyone else is saying. Following the crowd is the safe path, but for many of us, it's an unsatisfactory way to live. Being unshakable is choosing the difficult path of your heart over the safe path of what everyone else does. If your path goes against the grain, I hope you consider it anyway, because that's how you make a life worth living. So how do we stay steady when the doubt creeps in? And it will. Even after you have made that important decision to follow your own heart, like what I did, there will always be times when you doubt yourself or your potential. Most of our shakeability comes from the stories that we tell ourselves. Sometimes it's the stories of the past that says, I should have stayed. Or sometimes it's the stories of the future. What if I fail? But if you drop into the now, those stories disappear. The only thing you need to do in the now is do what you have to do right at this moment, and then you'll be okay. When fear of judgment knocks on your door, just don't let it move in. You just say, hello fear, I see you, you're here today. Just be aware that it's there, and then just let it pass. By not fighting the feeling, it loses its power to shake you. So don't let it be bigger than your dreams or what your heart desires. Here are some of the simple tools or techniques I use to stay grounded when suddenly I have self-doubt or I hear some not very nice comments from other people. The first technique is what I call the anchor. So it's to find your anchor. When there is this shakeability of self-doubt, of fear, just stop and say to yourself, this is all in my head, because it is true. It is all in your head. And once you're aware of what is in your head, just bring it down, right? Bring it down to the level of your abdomen, and then feel the rise and fall of your abdomen as you breathe in and breathe out. Just do that for 1 minute. This breath is the proof that you're alive with infinite potential, so many possibilities. So use that as your anchor. The second technique is called the compass question. It's pretty simple. Ask yourself, if I were the only person on this earth, would I still do this? And if the answer is yes, then it means that path comes from within you. So it is your North Star. And the third one is what I call the 880 rule. Maybe some of you have heard of this a couple of times already. When you're at a crossroad, ask, would my 8-year-old self be proud of this decision? And would my 80-year-old self be able to look back and say, I truly lived the life I wanted? And believe me, I've seen so many 80-year-olds who have so many regrets in their lives. Again, being unshakable isn't this loud, aggressive energy. It's more like a gentle persistence. That's the word I would use. It's being kind to yourself when you're scared. It's not being a superhero. It's being you. Just being true to who you are. The you who knows that no one else apart from you gets to hold your map. I want to leave you with these lines from Mary Oliver, and this is from her poem, The Summer Day. I don't know exactly what a prayer is. I do know how to pay attention, how to fall down into the grass, how to kneel down in the grass. Tell me, what else should I have done? Doesn't everything die at last and too soon? Tell me what it is you plan to do with your one wild and precious life. I hope everything I shared today is helpful to you in some ways. And if this resonates with you, then please help leave your comments, your likes, and hit subscribe. It means a lot to me. Thank you for being here once again. I really appreciate you. So take care of your heart, be present, be kind, and I will see you in the next video.